Hello, my name is Dark Moon Doll, and today is Monday Morning Rant. Monday Morning Rant is a show that I present to you topics that really concern me and really sometimes disturb me about the things that go on in this world. So today what I'm going to talk to you guys about is a term called gaslighting. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. I've been a victim of that. So I'm going to read to you what that means, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about my story. So here we go. I found this website called Loner Wolf, and I'll leave the link in the description below. And so here we go. So here's the name of the article: You're Not Going Crazy, 15 Signs You're a Victim of Gaslighting. So this isn't the first time this has happened to me. So the only way you can describe how you feel is that you feel minimized. You feel crushed and smothered. You're constantly second guessing yourself, your feelings, your perceptions, your memories, and a small suffocated part inside of you wonders whether you're actually going crazy. You feel neurotic, you feel hypersensitive, and you feel an overwhelming sense of alienation. What is wrong with you? If you can identify with what I just wrote, you're most likely experiencing a sophisticated manipulation technique known as gaslighting. This technique undermines your entire perception of reality and can slowly creep into your relationships, friendships, family life, and work life. Although you might feel crazy, although you might feel imbalanced and irrational, there's still hope. So here we go. What is gaslighting? Inspired by the 1940 and 1944 films Gaslight, where a husband systematically manipulates his wife in order to make her feel crazy, the term gaslighting is now commonly used to describe behavior that is inheritively manipulative. Gaslighting at its core is a form of emotional abuse that slowly eats away at your ability to make judgments. Essentially, a gaslighter spins their negative, harmful, or destructive words and actions in their favor, deflecting the blame for their abusive deeds and pointing the finger at you. This is often done by making you feel overly sensitive, paranoid, mentally unstable, silly, unhinged, and many other sensations which cause you to doubt yourself. Commonly adopted by psychopathic, sociopathic, and narcissistic types of people, gaslighting tends to eat away at you slowly until you realize that you're a shell of the former person you were. 3 examples of gaslighting. Let's take a look at some examples of gaslighting. In a family scenario, Andrew's father is an angry, bitter man. Every day, Andrew is afraid to tip the balance of his father's mood because he often bursts out in fits of rage, calling Andrew a bastard and a worthless little loser, among many other hurtful names. When Andrew confronts his father about his aggressive name calling, Andrew's father laughs and tells him to stop being so sensitive. In a relationship scenario, Jade has been married for 5 years and has 2 children with her husband Mike. For the past few months, Jade has been trying to establish a small art shop. But when she asks for her husband's assistance, his mood darkens. I can't believe you're spending so much time on this shop. Don't you care about me? Don't you care about your kids? You're supposed to be mothering them, he exclaims. Jade is shocked. But I just wanted you to help me with setting up the store. And I haven't been neglecting anyone. Mike comes up very close to Jade's face and says, you see, now you're denying it. When I married you, I thought you'd be there for your family. I should just take the kids and go already. Mike storms off. Later, when Jade sits down to talk with Mike about his threat, Mike says, honey, you know you were overreacting, and you know that you've been obsessing over this shop too much. That makes the rest of us feel very ignored and excluded. I hope you understand that. Does any of this sound familiar? Okay, I'm going to keep on reading. So here's a work scenario. Sophie has been working in her department for the past 5 years, and she is given a promotion to migrate to another level of the company that pays a higher salary. However, Sophie has been given a trial period to determine whether she is capable of fulfilling her duties or not. Nervously, she meets with her new supervisor, Kelly. At first, Sophie likes her supervisor and fulfills all of her tasks on time. However, her supervisor begins to ask her to do belittling chores and favors here and there with increasing frequency. While Sophie is fine with helping out, she finds that Kelly is becoming more and more demanding. Finally, as Sophie's work piles up to an unbearable level, she tells Kelly that she needs to focus on completing her work, but she can help another time. Later in a staff meeting, Kelly introduces Sophie to everyone and says, "Although she's not keeping up with us yet, I'm sure she'll learn to embody our hard working ethics soon." Immediately, Sophie blushes and feels publicly insulted and humiliated, fearing for the security of her new job. Later, when Sophie asks her supervisor why she thinks that she's not embodying their hard working ethic, her supervisor says, "I think you misunderstood me. I just said that you're not used to our pace of work so that other people can help you out." From then on, Sophie accepts all extra demands and chores, no matter how much work she has or how demeaning the tasks are. Does that sound familiar? How to know whether someone is gaslighting you. Gaslighting is so harmful because it promotes anxiety, depression, and with enough frequency in our lives can sometimes trigger nervous breakdowns. So the question now is, are you being gaslighted? How can you know whether you're experiencing the subtle form of manipulation in your life? Review the following telltale signs. So let's review these telltale signs. Scroll down here. Number 1, something is off about your friend, partner, son, daughter, mother, father, sister, brother, colleagues, boss, or other person in your life, but you can't quite explain or pinpoint what. Number 2, you frequently second guess your ability to remember the details of past events, leaving you psychologically powerless. Number 3, you feel confused and disoriented. Number 4, you feel threatened and on edge around this person, but you don't know why. Yeah. Number 5, you feel the need to apologize all the time for what you do or who you are. Number 6, you never quite feel good enough and try to live up to the expectations and demands of others, even if they are unreasonable or harm you in some way. Number 7, you feel like there's something fundamentally wrong with you. You're neurotic or are losing it. Number 8, you feel like you're constantly overreacting or are too sensitive. Number 9, you feel isolated, hopeless, misunderstood, and depressed. Number 10, you find it hard to trust your own judgment, and given a choice, you choose to believe the judgment of the abuser. Number 11, you feel scared as though something is terribly wrong, but you don't know what or why. Number 12, you find it hard to make decisions because you distrust yourself. Number 13, you feel as though you're a much weaker version of yourself, and you're much stronger and confident in the past. Number 14, you feel guilty for not feeling happy like you used to. Number 15, you've become afraid of speaking up or expressing your emotions, so you stay silent instead. Does any of those apply to you? Let's read on. It's going to talk about tactics used by the gaslighter. Gaslighters use a variety of subtle techniques to undermine your reality and portray you as a disturbed and messed up one. These include, for example, discrediting you by making other people think that you're crazy, irrational, or unstable. Using a mask of confidence, assertiveness, and or fake compassion to make you believe that you have it all wrong. Therefore, eventually, you begin to doubt yourself and believe their version of the past events. Changing the subject, the gaslighter may divert the topic by asking another question or making a statement usually directed at your thoughts. You're imagining things. That never happened. No, you're wrong. You didn't remember right. Is that another crazy idea you got from your family? Minimizing. By trivializing how you feel and what you think, the gaslighter gains more and more power over you. Why are you being so sensitive? You don't need to get angry over a little thing like that. I was just joking around. Why are you taking things so seriously? So, denial and avoidance. By refusing to acknowledge your feelings and thoughts, the gaslighter causes you to doubt yourself more and more. For example, I don't remember that. You must have dreamed it. You're lying. I never said that. I don't know what you're talking about. You're changing the subject. Twisting and reframing. When the gaslighter confidently and subtly twists and reframes what was said or done in their favor, they can cause you to second guess yourself, especially when praised with fake compassion, making you feel as though you are unstable, irrational, and so forth. For example, I didn't say that. I said blank, whatever it is. I didn't beat you up, Johnny. I just gave you a smack around the head. That's what all good fathers do. If you remember correctly, I was actually trying to help you. Yeah. So, healing the wounds ignited by gaslighting. Gaslighting causes us to doubt our own memories, perceptions, and judgments, throwing us emotionally and psychologically off balance. If you feel as though your self-esteem, confidence, and independence has withered under the flame of gaslighting, you're not alone, and there certainly is hope. Almost all of us, including myself, have experienced one form of gaslighting or another throughout life. The problems arise when gaslighting is a frequent shadow that trails behind our relationships and partnerships. The good news is that knowledge and awareness is the first step to healing your life and rebuilding the strong, perceptive person you are, and you've already taken it. While it is true that in some situations we genuinely might be overreacting or might genuinely be exhibiting irrational behavior, it is also important for you to listen to your instinct or intuition. Do you have a heavy feeling in the pit of your stomach? Do you feel weighed down and oppressed? Do you feel depressed? These are signs that you have unconsciously picked up on deception and foul play. While we can consciously be fooled, unconsciously we can't. And often we will have a lingering feeling that something just isn't right. Make sure that you listen to this feeling and seek help, either professionally or socially, i.e. trusted group of friends or a support network. Yep, that's a good idea. In summary, here are some ways to support yourself in the face of gaslighting. Number 1, first clarify to yourself how, when, and who is gaslighting you. Think about what ways they make you feel unhinged and like you're losing it. Write down whatever you can think of. You must be able to confirm that you're being gaslighted before you can move on with your life. Pay attention to signs of being gaslighted, like feeling confused, belittled, crazy, or manipulated. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and center yourself. Set aside regular time for grounding each day through meditation or mindfulness practice. These techniques will help you to stay objective even in difficult circumstances. Decide whether it's worth continuing your friendship or relationship. If you're in a working relationship, think about whether it's worth staying in your job or not. If you want to stay, think about ways to minimize interaction with the gaslighter until you feel grounded and confident. Talk to trusted friends or loved ones about your problem. Alternatively, seek help from a mentor or therapist. Shift your perspective from being a victim to being a warrior/winner, or whatever word feels the most empowering. You don't have to remain a victim for the rest of your life, and by reclaiming your personal power, you'll also be able to help others in similar circumstances. Read my emotional abuse article to deepen your understanding of this topic. Okay, I might read that later because my phone is charging and I can't make this video too long, unfortunately. So I think that was a good explanation of what gaslighting is. So here's my story about what happened. What happened with me is, here it is. I have a roommate who has gaslighted me many times, trying to make herself look better than me and saying negative things to me, telling me that I look 10 times better without makeup, telling me shit, looking at my body, and just totally analyzing everything, and put me in a really awkward situation with my husband. She offered to give me a ride to one of my husband's gigs, and my husband knows I've been to a lot of his gigs, and we didn't have money to go there anyway to get in, but it was agreed upon that I wasn't going to go, and it was not a big deal. But this woman said, "Oh," looked at my husband, said, "I can take her, and I can take your son, and this, that, and that," and not even talking directly to me about it. And so I was really quiet. And then when it came time for the day, she says, "Oh, so you ready to go to the, how do you feel about today?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, well, we're going to that show. I'm just like, "No, I'm not." And then she's like, "But we agreed on it." And then my husband's there, and she gets him wrapped up in it. And then he starts talking about stuff that's really frustrating him, and it just gets really crazy. And this happens a lot. It could be totally calm and chill, and then all of a sudden there's some sort of drama that occurs. And I don't even want to be around this person because they're not authentic, they're not true, they're fake and phony. And they call me fake and phony because I'm wearing makeup and I have my nails painted. But that's what I was talking about on yesterday's video that I did on this channel, that it doesn't matter if you have natural hair and you don't have makeup on and shit. You can still be fake and phony. That's not makeup, cosmetics, all that. That is not what makes you an authentically original person and sincere person and caring person and a person with a big heart that's trying to help people. So that's my experience. I just tell you a little tidbit of gaslighting. And it's a real thing. And this happens to a lot of people every day, and that they're not aware of it. I've been aware of it, but I didn't know exactly if that's what was going on. I've heard of this term a long time ago, and this has happened to me before a long time ago, and now it's happening again. And when this happens to you, power yourself up, like the article is saying. Take some time out in the day to meditate. This morning I went outside and I meditated. Yesterday, I've been going through so much shit with this situation. I went outside and I meditated this morning on the whole thing, just to clear my mind, just to see things clearly. And yeah, it's exactly what I think is going on. And I'm not just making shit up. Yesterday, I made a video on the Productive Cannabis Connoisseur channel. It's a 2-part video talking about how my sister passed away yesterday. And, I have all this shit just falling on my lap all at once. And then I've got this person doing all this bullshit to me. And I've been nothing but nice to this person. I've been so cool and nice to this person, but they just decided to do this shit to me. And I did a video about psychic vampires too, and that's part of it too. Absorbing your essence, absorbing your power, absorbing who you are as a person because they're not that same person. They wish they could be that person. So yeah, that'll conclude my video for today about gaslighting. If you have any questions, comments, you can put it in the description below. I'm just going to take time out to meditate and stay as calm as I can because there's a lot of bullshit going on here and I'm not really happy with it. So I'm going to empower myself, and I hope you can empower yourself too if you're going through the same situation, because it's not fun at all. And a lot of times the only person that sees what's going on is you, and especially if you're a really sensitive soul. I'm an empath, I'm a sensitive soul. I'm really connected to what's going on, and from the get, I knew something was up, but I didn't want to say anything. And they took advantage of the fact that we just moved out of another place that we only had 3 months to move out of since we've been living there for 12 years. And our whole story, took advantage. And a lot of people that do gaslighting or who are psychic vampires and do gaslighting on people, they take advantage of people that when they feel like they're weak, in a weak position. So power yourself up, read up, meditate, and try to stay away from that individual as much as you can, because it's a manipulative situation. It really is. And a lot of times when you tell people about what's going on, they can't see it like you can, especially if you're really a sensitive person, an empathic person, where you can feel things really easily. If your psychic abilities are awakened, you can see what's going on. But if nobody's believing you, then what you say just seems like a bunch of bullshit. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, guys. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for the likes and shares. And thank you for your kind comments. Leave your comments down below and let me know if you're experiencing that. And if you want to support this channel, you can donate $1 more to my PayPal at kdaddytmama@comcast.net. Include a question you'd like to see answered on an upcoming show. It's not a requirement to pay to watch these videos. It's just people were asking how they can support all of my channels, all 3 of my channels, this one, The Productive Cannabis Connoisseur, and Healing with Color. And that's where you can help to support it. And that money goes to help me to get my own place with, land, and so I can grow produce, can build my own homes, and I can help other people, and also to get a new camera. So thanks for joining me today. Brightest blessings to y'all, and really protect yourself. If this is happening to you, put those shields up and meditate and stay away from that person as much as you can. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you soon.